All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio released his power rankings ahead of training camp. So, this is the pre-camp edition of the 2024 power rankings here. I'm looking at the list, and I'll throw it up on the screen. And the one thing, to me at least, that stands out, and so many Jets fans are talking about it, the New York Jets are ranked 25th in this entire list, right? I mean, if the season were to end and we're the 25th best team, what will we have? The 8th pick in the NFL draft? Like, could you imagine everybody stays healthy and we're finishing with the top 10 pick? So here's the deal. For me, everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? If you think that the Jets are going to be bad, if you think, whatever team is going to be bad, whatever team is going to be good, totally entitled to it, right? Like, this is one thing I love about football. Anything could happen. It's not like the NBA where, a team like the Washington Wizards or the Charlotte Hornets, like, these teams aren't going to win the NBA Finals. Like, it's just not realistic. But in football, things happen. Things get crazy. Teams gel. You have coaches come out of nowhere. You have players come out of nowhere. So I get it, right? If you're high on a certain team, you're high on a certain team. If you're not, you're not. And that's like part of that's part of being a fan, right? Having your own opinions on specific teams and thinking about what's going to happen. Like, for example, he has the Miami Dolphins ranked at spot number 11. I disagree with that completely. I don't think the Dolphins are going to be. I think they're going to be worse than spot number 11. I think the Dolphins are going to take a step back this season. But am I wrong for thinking that? No, it's just my opinion. But 25. Dude, 25 is really low. I mean, there's some that I easily agree. Like, I understand New England being at the bottom, Carolina being at the bottom, the Giants being at the bottom. I think they're even a little too high, if I'm being honest. I think the Saints are too low. I think the Bears are too high, in my opinion. But again, this is just the pre-camp edition. So the first thing that popped into my head is, okay, maybe Florio was under the impression that Rodgers gets hurt again, or, there's some sort of health hiccup down the line. He doesn't really see Rodgers staying healthy for the entire season, but this is pre-camp, so this is everybody being healthy here. I think which to me signals that this is the on-paper edition, and I think if you take a look at the Jets from an on-paper standpoint, we are really, really good. And I'm not sitting here saying that the New York Jets should be 1 or 2 or 3 on this list, because I have my concerns, right? The offensive coaching staff, the health of this football team, Salah's leadership, I have a really, really big question mark with. So I do have concerns about the Jets. But again, 25 here. 25, I think if you were to ask a lot of people, objectively speaking, a pre-camp edition going into training camp, looking at the teams on paper, not many people at all would have the New York Jets at spot number 25. I mean, just think about it, right? The Jets are fully healthy. The Bears are fully healthy. Who you take? Who's going to be the favorite out of Vegas, right? A rookie quarterback and Matt Eberflus. But it's interesting because you can tell who Florio likes and believes in based off of this list. We got the Chargers sitting here at 15. The Chargers add Jim Harbaugh. They get rid of Staley. They add Jim Harbaugh. They draft Joe Alt. They had a pretty good draft, in my opinion. McConkey in round 2. We'll see what happens there. But they lose Keenan Allen. They lose Mike Williams. They were a bottom 5 team last year. Bottom 5 team. So, and I understand it. Herbert did miss a couple games. And Staley blew a lot of them. So, of course, better head coach, better leader, NFL proven guy. I understand that. But to go from a bottom 5 team and jumping all the way up to spot number 15 based off of Jim Harbaugh, like, that's an indication to me that Florio is a big fan. He really believes in Jim Harbaugh and the message that he sends to his teams and how he builds out the roster. So you can just tell, like, this is another one of those examples. He probably does not believe in Rodgers, does not believe in Hackett, does not believe in Saleh, does not believe in Dennis Allen. One team that I'm just not really liking in their position is the Vikings. I think they should be lower, especially lower than the Saints and the Jets, and even Raiders for that matter too. I just can't buy into the J.J. McCarthy, Sam Darnold, quarterback pairing. I don't know. I'm not a big Vikings guy here, but I'll I'll say this, right? If Florio's list is somewhat true, the New York Jets have a pretty easy schedule. I mean, if we're looking at who Florio actually believes is going to be bad, I mean, first of all, look at the teams beneath the New York Jets. We play the Titans, we play the Cardinals, we play the Patriots twice. 4 games, again, according to Florio's list here, 4 games against bottom 8 teams in football. Look at who's above the Jets. We play the Vikings, we play the Seahawks, we play the Broncos, we play the Jaguars, we play the Colts. So by that standard, the Jets have 9 games, according to Florio here, pre-camp edition, against the bottom half of the league. That's pretty good, right, compared to last year. I mean, we've shown the ability to beat the Buffalo Bills, split with the Bills. That's not an automatic loss. You would like to think that the Jets split with both Buffalo and Miami. If we do that, we beat all the teams that, are in the bottom half of the league here. Again, according to Florio's list, we're 11 wins. We're not even talking about the Rams game, the Texans game, the Steelers game. So the 49ers game. So 25 is a bit too low here in my opinion. But hey, it's just my opinion. We'll see how it plays out. I think if we stay healthy and Saleh grew this offseason, as a leader from that standpoint, and we have the offensive coaching staff figured out, I think this is going to be a fun season. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.